incapable of saying even things like this. And today it's becoming very prevalent that people come and question scholars when they have no foundation to work from. And this is very dangerous. We also have to acknowledge that our scholars don't derive certain jurisprudential laws from themselves. They didn't come and say, you know what, I think this is what it means, this is how it should be, and then they derive the law like this. That's not how it works. Our scholars have studied the Holy Quran. They've studied the narrations of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. And from these put together, they've derived these laws for us. So they're not bringing anything from themselves. What they are doing is interpreting what the Quran says and what the narrations from the Ahlul Bayt are saying, and coming to a conclusion, and they're giving us this book or this risala that we have to follow. And this is where we come and emulate them. Now there is a law that the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam have given us, and from this law thousands of jurisprudential laws have been derived from just from this one narration that the Ahlul Bayt have given us. And this law is called the law of continuity. In Arabic it's called Qa'idatul Istishab, which means to not negate certainty with doubt. So when you have certainty, don't make doubt overcome this certainty. And there is an authentic narration narrated to us from Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam. And the narrator of this riwayah is by a companion called Zurara. And Zurara is one of the main companions of Imam al-Sadiq. If it wasn't for Zurara, we wouldn't have a lot of our narrations. Scholars have told us that around 2,000 narrations are just from Zurara. Imagine how much Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam trusted this companion. So in this narration, Zurara comes to Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam and asks him a question about doing wudu. So he said that I did wudu, but I wasn't sure if I fell asleep or not, or my eyes closed or not. We know that if someone falls asleep, that breaks your wudu. So Zurara is coming to ask the Imam this question. So what does the Imam say? He says, don't negate certainty with doubt. So, as long as you know that you have done wudu, you're certain that you've done wudu. But you're not sure if you fell asleep, you're not sure if you went to the bathroom, for example. This is where certainty overcomes doubt. And from this narration, our scholars have derived so many laws just by this saying from Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam. Don't negate certainty with doubt. And of course, this concept can be applied to many instances. For example, when it comes to praying jama'ah, congregational prayer, we are told that the imam, the one that prays, that leads a prayer, they have to be someone that is just. So in comparison, in contrast to the other schools of thought that say that you can pray behind anyone, the school of Ahl al-Bayt says that you can't pray behind anyone. This person has to be just, this person has to be born from a legitimate birth. There's many different requirements for a leader, someone to lead a prayer. But one of these requirements is this person must be just. Now what does just mean? It means that this person is not known to be an open sinner. So this person isn't outwardly going out and sinning in front of people. This is how you know this person is just. However, if someone goes out and you see them sinning all the time, and they're openly doing it, this person isn't worthy of leading prayer. So this is a law. An example from this is you have a friend, and usually this friend you pray behind him. So he leads a prayer and you always pray behind him. You know, with a group of friends, there's one person that is considered sort of like the leader or the religious one. So this person is always leading the prayer within that group, friendship group. This friend of yours goes to a corrupt city. Let's say Las Vegas, that's for example. And you suspect that this friend of yours has committed something bad, you know, when he went there. But you're not sure. You're suspecting that he went and did some really bad stuff there. Does that mean I cannot pray behind this person or this friend of mine? Based on this concept, it says that because you know this friend of yours is just, and you're not sure, you have doubt that this person actually committed some really bad sins to make him someone that's unjust, then you go with what your certainty tells you. And your certainty tells you is that this person is just. So that's an example. Another example is when someone is pronounced brain dead. You know, when some people are sick and they reach a really bad stage, they're pronounced brain dead. So our scholars came to speak about this matter, to say, are we going to consider this person as alive or dead? Because the doctors are telling us that this person is brain dead. So what do we do in this situation? So the scholars came and said that because we know that this person is alive, then there is a chance that he might not be dead. So the doubt that there is a doubt that this person could be alive or dead means that we go with the certainty, and the certainty says that this person is alive. Because there is doubt whether he's alive or dead, we don't know. So because of this, we go with the certainty that this person is alive. We consider them alive until they actually fully die. So this is where this concept is also applied in. And of course, this concept is applied in many other instances in our fiqh. If one experiences difficulty in their life, you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests us. And sometimes we go through difficulty to the point where we start to doubt whether Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exists or not. You know, some people, especially in the Western world, whenever a lot of their family members die or someone really dear to them dies, or something really bad happens in the world, they start to doubt the existence of God. Now, can we say that there is no God? Of course not. Because this is a doubt, like what we're saying. We always resort to our certainty. What are we certain about? We are certain that when we go through different experiences in our life and different difficulties and different trials in our life, we are certain that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a plan for us. He knows what's best for us. And once we understand this, then we're going to look at life in a different way. Our mindset shifts. And we begin to look at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in everything we do. And everything we go through, we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best for me. Now, some people might come and cast doubt. For example, someone comes and says that you say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the all-powerful and power comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala able to make, for example, 1 + 1 = 3? And you might think, Allah can't do that. And this doubt comes in your head. But we have to address this properly. Why? Because the circumstances aren't correct. The measures that they're using aren't right. It's like, for example, you tell someone you're a good swimmer, you can swim properly. Swim right now in this place. I know how to swim, but can I swim here? Of course not. Why? Because the environment here is not a place where I can swim. It doesn't make sense. There's no pool in front of me, so I can swim in this pool. And this is the same thing. And the environment isn't suitable, which means that there is limitation. When we come to the example of the 1 + 1 = 3, there is limitation in the numbers themselves. So 1 + 1 is not capable of being more than 2. 1 + 1 is not capable of being more than 2. So the limitation isn't with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The limitation is with the numbers. And this is how you go with your certainty. You're certain that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is powerful. But you just have to know that there's always an answer to this. You're certain that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exists. But someone might come and shake that. But you're certain, you know that. And we can tell by all these creations, by, for example, the way this whole universe operates. There has to be a creator behind this. And of course, in any thing that goes in our life, for example, the example we gave earlier about wudu, whether I'm still on wudu or not, we have to always remember that we have to go back to our certainty. What are we certain with? We're certain that we did wudu. But we have doubts whether it's broken or not. Always go with your certainty. And if we can apply this in all aspects of our life, we will live a life that is free from doubt and difficulty, because it's a shift in mindset. You look at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His plan and everything that He has for you, you see that I am just going to rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the rest I am capable of going through. And this is how we're meant to live our life. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج واجعلنا من أنصاره وأعوانه والمستشهدين بين يديه ومن مقوية سلطانه والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وآله الطاهرين.